All right. We are multi, or well, I think it's Restream, but on multiple platforms. That's why it took me a little longer. Um, trying out to see if I can do it on Twitch and YouTube simultaneously. Just as a test to see where we're at and what we're doing. I might periodically switch between. In fact, I think I'm gonna try and um, mess with my left monitor here to make sure I'm able to see everything. Yeah, maybe OBS here. One that's the one I'm least worried about, but maybe I can do something like this. Yeah, riveting content. So while I'm doing this, let's talk about my general feelings of what we're going to do today. I'm going to start with, um, let's start with going back to what I was talking about yesterday with augmented triads and or constructing triads. So at the end of last session, I was talking about just improvising in a random key, and then being able to create bass lines underneath of it as like an end goal of like really trying to eventually control a guitar kind of like a piano. Um, and to that, I was like, oh, what key should I play? And I think I've decided I'm going to play in D minor. More specifically, we're not going to play the flat six. We could include the flat six, but D Dorian I think is a really good key. So just a quick primer on what I said yesterday about augmented triads. So forming an augmented triad is really easy on the guitar because it's just stacking major thirds. So on the guitar, that's the same as just as you go up a string, going either one fret back or between the second and third strings because it's tuned in a third that's just staying on the same fret but going up the string. So the easiest one is to start on the lowest three strings. Right? This is an augmented triad. And then to form a major triad from this, all you have to do is lower one of the notes by a fret. The easiest one, if you know this, that this is D, F sharp, A. So if you want to form a D major triad, you just need to lower the fifth, right? Hence an augmented triad has a raised fifth. So really simple to do, and you can repeat this. You can lower any of these, and you'll get different augmented triads. Or sorry, you'll get different major triads. In this case, it's going to be what would this be? F, or sorry, no, it's up a string. So this is should be B flat. So it's B flat. C B flat. Yeah, it's B flat. And then the last one is lowering it because this is D. You're going to get a C sharp, or not a C sharp major triad. You're going to get a F sharp triad. So major triad. But again, back to D minor. Right, we have D major. How do you convert a D major chord? Especially if you know the root, it's on the lowest string. When doing this type of fret down thing, the root is always going to be one string above wherever you lower. So it goes to the higher string and it wraps around. So in this case, remember that start with the augmented triad here, and we move this. It wraps around all the way back up to the sixth string. So D major, converting it, you got to lower the third. We know the root is down in this lowest string, and you get a shape that looks like this. D minor. Really easy. That's why I love this augmented stuff. I got this, as I said yesterday, from watching Pat Martino give an explanation. This is an awesome system. I like it a lot better than like Caged or other ways of navigating the fretboard. This gives you a lot of knowledge really quick. And the thing that I've been doing that I really like recently is combining this with knowledge of where octaves are to do inversions of this chord. So another quick primer on that, as I said yesterday. There are two pretty quick rules to know on how to get an octave, moving up either two strings or moving up three strings. For three strings, it's always going to be two frets up, unless you go through again that string that's a third, then it's four strings up. So if the interval of strings goes through the second string in any way, it has to be 3 frets. If it doesn't, it's 2 frets up. The 3 strings up, on the other hand, goes the other direction. So it goes closer to the headstock, if that's the best way to visualize it and think about it. Moving up 3 strings, right? Again, D. The octave is going to be right here. So it's 3 frets closer to the headstock as you move up the 2 strings. So really easy way to find octaves. There's an octave here, and there's an octave here. And you'll notice that these 2 notes here have the usual relationship if you know how to, if you're doing, relative tuning, you know that you go down 5 frets and they're the same note. So really cool stuff. So this is super nice to be able to find octaves. In fact, if you want to do an exercise, you can find all the Ds. See, D here, continuing that procedure. So D here, and it's also just the fact that these 2 are always the same note because these are tuned 2 octaves apart. But you can keep going back. You can look and see that D's here, and then doing the reverse octave, right? The 2 string jump that it's got to be here. You got to know that this has to be a D, and if you know your first 5 frets, you know that the 5th fret on the 5th string is indeed D. We can continue this procedure and find that this also must be D. And then we can continue this again and find out that, of course, the 4th open string is D. Okay. So there you go. I mean, you've now identified a bunch of notes on your fretboard just using these octave rules. So you can get quite a bit of fretboard knowledge of just being able to do this procedure. But as I was saying with these triads, we can do inversions the same way because we have nice rules of moving up 3 strings. So back to this D minor triad. If we want to get the inversion, well, an inversion is the same as just taking let's call it the lowest note and moving it up to the top. Again, there's some technicalities, what type of inversion it is, but we're just keeping it as simple as possible. Well, on the guitar, that means we got to put something here on this 3rd string. Well, I just told you the octave rules of moving 3 strings up, and it turns out that you get a shape that looks like this. And that's the first inversion with D on the top. You can continue this and find that the next inversion is up here, again with those same rules, and then you continue it and you get this kind of you get the same, because of the interval between the 2nd and 3rd string being a 3rd, that you get the same shape as you started with the augmented triads on the lower strings. And you get this. And again, doing them all in sequence. And that's really easy. As I said, a recommendation that I gave, or as I said yesterday, a recommendation I gave for learning the fretboard is because these have 3 different notes. You can learn a whole bunch of locations of D, F, and A by moving it this way. So as I said, this must be D, F, and A, right? This must be F, A, D, A, D, F, D, F, A. Now the really cool thing is you can do inversions, as I was saying, moving up the string, but you can use the fact that augmented triads are stacked in major thirds to go up the fretboard. And it's very similar to that relative tuning idea. So you start here. I'm going to start the hardest way and move up, or well, closer to the headstock. Maybe I should come up with better terminology, because up the neck usually means this way, so it's down the neck, but it's confusing with the way my hands are moving. But it turns out if you follow this, you will find that you can get an inversion by going here. And again, you're just getting frets. That D minor triad was on the 10th fret of the 6th string, the 8th fret of the 5th string, and the 7th fret of the 4th string. And that inversion, so we're moving down, so the inversion in this case, F is going to be up top. Yeah, this has to be, F is right here. F is up top on the 3rd fret. And you work this out, you kind of find a pattern that as you follow this, it should be the top string moving down, followed by, I believe, the bottom string moving down. In fact, let's verify. So it should be this shape right here, following our major triad up, and we got to keep the octaves the same. So it should be this made. No, I can't be wrong because that's the wrong shape. So it must be this. There we go. Yeah, I'm right. So you'll find that the order of this type of thing is it's the top string that moves down, then the bottom string, then the middle, then the top, and it repeats. And in fact, if you do this type of procedure moving it up, you'll notice it's the same shape as moving it to the right. So that's another way to verify. Right, so you got this shape, and then we invert, we get a shape that looks like this. And indeed, it looks like this right here on the lower strings. It's really awesome. I think this stuff is really cool. It was never taught to me, Granted, in many ways, I'm pretty self-taught, but I've never heard a guitar instructor other than Pat Martino himself give this type of, knowledge. Yeah. So, D minor. Let's just play some stuff for a little bit. Then once we do this, I forgot to do it last stream. I'm just going to pick out a pattern from this book, Patterns for Jazz. We're going to do that. I was like maybe 2 streams ago, I was talking about this pattern in E flat, which was... Right, so 3, 4, 3, 2, 5, 3, 2, 1, 3, 5, 7. Are you actually... We're starting there, but that wasn't an E flat. I think it's actually this. Yeah, this is an E flat. I do that. What would that be? I actually did that in B flat instead of B flat. That's gotta be great. Yeah, anyways, but yeah, that was just the pattern we did yesterday, and I went through MuseScore. So anyways, some free flow improvisation in D flat. played around maybe for 15 minutes, or not quite that, maybe 5 minutes. So that's the idea. Eventually, what I like to do is start bringing in, so, and this is general counterpoint ideas, but like, instead of just messing around up top with a line, but saying, keeping, I lose my hand. Did I hit the volume? 1 second. Hopefully I didn't lose my... Did I hit... What happened? Did my cable give out? Maybe this... It should be very, very loud right now. Did I hit one of the dials? Am I losing my mind? Now I gotta check my own mixer. There we go. I think, there we go. That's a little bit better. Maybe I'm a little too loud. Okay, I'm back to amplified at least. But the idea is, again, let's hold down D. So the bass line is going to be something like this, where it's D, E, F. But then, holding this down, and working maybe with finger style. I'm not quite good at this yet. Again, I got to practice it. But being able to move up, create some bass line. Just say I'm going to go up the scale, and create interesting lines. Using that as harmony. Very similar to an idea you would do on piano. And again, that comes from maybe I'll link it in the live stream eventually. But Ted Green has some videos talking about Baroque improvisation. I think I put it in the last one. Lucas Brar had a really great video. Anyways, what we're going to move to is I'm going to move to Muse Score. I think I already picked out a good line. Take a sip of coffee. And we're going to practice it. As I said before, the one that we worked on last time was like 130 something in the book. But again, E flat. And we're just building up building blocks, things that come from our hands naturally. Right? Like you can come up with different variations, but it's just something, especially jazz is so hard. We're trying to come up with, things that are automatic and, don't have to think as much. All right, let's move over to Muse Score. I'm going to open up a new thing. Let's do it in E flat like we did before. We're going to do this. It's a solo guitar. It's going to be an E flat major because it could happen to use an E flat major. 120 is fine. And then let me see which pattern we're going to end up doing. Okay. And again, focusing on 2/5s just because they're again, the staple, like the most common thing you experience in jazz, right? We're also working on Autumn Leaves, and Autumn Leaves has a bunch of 2/5s. Granted, they're minor 2/5s, but they have a major 2/5 one in it. I think we're gonna do pattern 144. And we're going to do this like we did before. We're just going to take the first few lines, and the one that they say here is, I'm going to do it in its native B flat, and we're just going to move it up. But looks something like this in its original C minor. There's a rest here. Please don't make me fill it out. It's annoying. Sure. Seems fine. And then nope, it is G. And then AC. GF with a tie. Okay. Let's been very small. 1 second. Let me zoom it in a little bit. Get a tie here. Bring this way in, because this is essentially the entire pattern here. So let's play it so everybody can hear it. And in fact, let me put, because again, I feel like there's a better way to do this, but just so it doesn't. Oh, 1 second. I want to make sure we start the swinging on this note. So a nice little pattern. Let's see if we can play it in the key of B flat first, and then we're going to do the trick that I did before, where we're just going to move it up a fourth. And in the book, it's in B flat, so of course this is going to be C minor 7, and this is going to be should be F7, and usually it's implied it's 2-5-1, so assuming that it resolves, you'll get B flat major 7 here. But there's, this is just leading into you, and then you do your, B flat stuff. But let's see. And the nice thing is, we do A, so I do have to list this as A natural. So let's play it again. It's a nice little one, but let's try. Let's play it. Well, we can play it here because here's G. It's in its native key. But let's think about this in terms of B flat. The numbers of the scale, for example. So we're going 6-1, 6-3, 2-1, back to 6, 7, 2, 6-5. Right, so if we try and move that up to E flat, for example, even thinking about before. So it's 6. So it should be something like that, right? on the right track by doing that trick I said before. Let's just move everything up, force. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're just going to change this real quick because we want to keep it an E flat. F. Oh, let me take the pick out of my mouse so you can hear me better. F minor 7, and this is of course B flat 7. So. Transcribed it slightly incorrectly. Let's check. Did I move it one too far up? Yep, sure did. There we go. Because again, this E flat here is the 1, as I was saying. So, thinking about, did I? Man, I'm worried that my chord might be giving out because. So, starting on the 6, because C is right here. We can start here on the 10th fret of the 4th string. So, again, C. Let's just play it real slow with the, and let's do repeats. We did it before. And kind of bring the tempo. Sure. Whoa. 1 second, I gotta fix that. Index spanking. Index spanking. There we go. Got that end part right now. Yeah, as indeed what I said. So it's 6 1 6 3. So back to the patterns, right? Because we're trying to generalize for any key. So it's 6 1 6 3, 6 1 6 3, 2 2 1 2 1 6 2 1 6 7 2 7 2 5 or 6 5. So again, 6 1 6 3 2 1 6 7 2 6 5. So yeah, I just had too much hesitation. Let me start again. So you get the idea. And again, because you know the general, well, the most obvious thing is because it's under our fingers. Let's move it back from E flat to, let's go, what does it be, D C, and repeat the pattern. So it's wait. Yeah, so this is in C. Right now, part of it is just moving it down. Of course, as I said, transposition of keys is pretty simple on guitar because each fret corresponds to a half step. But again, this is a nice lick to have in your toolbox. Even thinking of ideas. You can think of different ways to continue off of here, but as I said, we're back in. Oh, it should be E flat major, right here. We're back in E flat. So you can think of, any improvising in the main key of what you're playing. So. That was a bad example, but that's the general idea here of just building up a bunch of 2-5-1s. The other thing I wanted to show you in a similar vein that's also in E flat is I've been working on a little portion of Joe Pass's it's called Improvisation. on on Green Dolphin Street, and the reason I chose it is because it does the full chord progression, and it could happen to you. In fact, I think I have it open. See if I can switch over to it. Yeah, but it does this E flat. No, it's closer to. It doesn't. It's closer to here, where it's full bars of G minor, C7, back to F minor. But just wanted to show what I've been working on in that sense. And it goes something like this. Man, I really can't hear myself. Let me try once more. Man. That's the idea of the line. Took me a while to get there, but that's what I've been working on. Again, even going back to my ideas about, or what I said about Joe Pass yesterday. This is like 4 seconds of something that he makes sound so effortless, and it's so much faster than even what I just played right there. I mean, he's really blazing. I mean, I will mess up pretty quickly, but it's closer to like. Like really fast. I'm gonna take a 2-minute break, get some water. When we come back, we'll probably do some improvisation. I think it could happen to you since we have it open. And then we'll see where we're going from there. Alright, I have some Liquid Death. I got it from the store today. I was pretty happy that this is the first case I saw at the store in a while. But yeah. I just said we're going to work on It Could Happen to You first. Let's start like we did yesterday. Let me see. I think I have Autumn Leaves. Let's save this and close this. The jazz pattern we just did. I think I had my version of Autumn Leaves open. Yes, I do. And in fact, I wouldn't say I'm too far from even just messing around in E flat. But let's try and play the melody as we did yesterday. And again, we're playing an octave up. that second section because I don't have it fully memorized. But let's just go through the lines of what I know off the top of my head, especially without looking at the sheet music. So it's. This is the part I don't quite remember. Yeah, so it's walking up. Second, 4, 3, 1. And this section is, of course, sliding into the 1, 2, 5, 2. Yeah, I think I have it under my hands now, so. Man, I messed that part up again, so let's try that. No. Oops. Let's try to play one all the way through. Oops. As I said, I don't think I'm going to have to do as much work on Autumn Leaves as I've been doing on It Could Happen to You, because I don't think that was too bad. I thought that was, already I would say I'm pretty close to improvising, just using my ear. But, probably do the chords and do all that type of stuff. But, as I said, I don't think I'm going to need to do as much work here just because it's so very much in G minor that, like, just messing around the notes and just using your ear, even if you make some mistakes, you'll eventually iron that out. But easy. So, I haven't started looking at the chords yet, but let's see if we can just use our shell voicings to get somewhere close there. So it's C minor, F7, B flat major. We'll use some tuning. I think I'm fine, but make sure. This needs just a little bit flat, but it shouldn't be. Yeah, we should be fine then. Okay. Didn't tune yet. But anyways, C minor, F7, B flat. So a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's D flat, which I think I'll just play up here. I got A minor. D7, G minor, 2, 3, 4, C minor, F7, B flat major, D flat, A flat, D7, G minor, E4, 1, and then 3, 2, 3, 4, A minor, 2, 3, 4, G minor, 2, 3, 4, C minor, F7, B flat major, B flat major, A minor, D, G minor, F minor, B flat. So it's a 2-5-1. Well, that should point. That's the 2-5-1 of E flat, but then it goes to A minor. So as I said, it's all 2-5-1s. Literally, this entire song is 2-5-1s. Maybe there's secondary 2-5-1s, but again, this is why this song is recommended as one of the first songs, or like first standards you do for jazz improvisation. Yeah. Let's see how close I can get playing along with it and the chords. Give me some lead, and I hope I have a repeat. Let's see. Do we have a repeat? Nope, I do not. So let's fix that while we do the play along. And let's bring this way down. Let's see if I can get to start playing. Again, I'm going to skip. If it'll let me skip. It will not. 1 second. Let me see if I can get to start playing here. Okay, whatever. C minor. F7. B flat. D flat. A minor. D7. G minor. C minor. F7. B flat. D flat. D7, F minor. Man, God. I guess that's the biggest downside I have with music scores, that it's just so, I don't know, especially on Linux, it's very buggy for me. Maybe I didn't set up the repeat right. Let's see. Okay, whatever. For F7. B flat. No, sorry, play B7, B flat 7. And one thing I do want to check, I'm not so certain about that D flat major. Let me go grab my real book, because we did the change that. Yeah, indeed it does. At least in the way they specify in the real book that it goes from G major to C major. So it should be the 6th major. In this case, am I sure it isn't D major? No, it should be a half step above. I think it should be E flat major 7. Because G and C are 4th apart. B flat and D flat are a again, I'm not sure. It should be G, A, B, C, right? So that's the 4. So B flat, C, D, E flat. It should be half step above that. I was right. Okay. No wonder it's sounding funky. So E flat, E flat. So instead, going through the chords again. So C minor, F7, actually, and then let's think about where we want to play this E flat. I think we want to play it up here, right? So it's up a 4th, right? So we can just go here. Yeah, that's correct now. A minor, D7, G minor 7. So again, C minor, F7, B flat, oh, excuse me, A minor, D7, G minor, G minor. Same thing again. Then it was A minor. And then let's go do the B section real quick. So again, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, A minor, D, G minor, C minor, F, B flat major, A minor. So, as I said, the chords are pretty simple. They're all just kind of 2 5s. I think I'm going to do some practicing off stream with these chords and memorizing it, very similar to It Could Happen to You, where, with those chords, I just know. Right, that, having that level of fluency. But as I said, I think Autumn Leaves is going to be the shortest for me to learn, because already it's the harmony is so much simpler than the rest of these. So yeah, let's switch over to It Could Happen to You. And as we've been doing before, let's try and play the, let's just play along with the melody for a little bit. And then we'll try some improvisation. And this might be the time that I'll try the, as I said, maybe playing with iReal or something. So. Man, it's lost concentration. Man, I just feel lost. I feel like I'm in the root too much. So, just play through the chords because we haven't played through with them in a while. And again, I feel like I just gotta do some more work on this. Again, maybe off string. But just play through. So, a simple idea there. Of playing through the chords. I think I'm going to just take a 2-second break. Drink some water. Yeah, be right back. If I can do it. All right, I am back. Um, so what I think we should do, I'm going to play Misty, I think, and yeah, see where we go from there. Again, just giving a background. I like playing through the things that I know. This is a nice way not only to pad the time, but just so I play it on my repertoire. Um, the two songs that I feel most comfortable with right now are I have a fingerstyle arrangement of Misty, which I'm going to start with, and then Blue Bossa, which I feel like I can, maybe I should at some point work more on the improvisation for that part, or for Blue Bossa. But yeah, let me take my drink of water. Let's play Misty. So, played that a bunch of times before. As I said, I kind of want to work a little bit on. Man, what was it I wanted to work on? I wanted to work on being able to bring out work on my own hand independence, right? Because stuff like this of really bringing out this note and less of this note, because playing it together is. But really, I'm trying to and just have this be accompanying. Really working on Do a little bit of blue bossa. Yeah, that was blue bossa. Let's do a little more work on It Could Happen to You. Uh, Alright. Oh, I think my sound is off, but I got my first file. Anyways, It Could Happen to You. Let's switch over. Work on that a little bit. See, even if I just feel like I just gotta work on lines and like smooth ways to get between them. So let's do the exercise that I was doing early on. I was like stuff where it's 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3. Oh. Stuff like that, right? So starting on a chord tone. Let's start with the third. Maybe let's do a trick where starting a half note or a half step below. improvisation went on a little longer. Just working stuff out. It's funny. Uh, yes, indeed, you are famous. Anyways, I don't know. I feel like I got to come up with a better outro. I think we'll end starting with where I began of just doing some improvisation in D minor and seeing where that takes us. Was fun. So I think I'm gonna end it off there. want to do some off-stream practicing. So probably going to work on It Could Happen to You, going back to, what I was working on before, of just trying to find lines that connect between the chords. I thought some of the worrying less about the chords, maybe trying to hit some of the chords that I was doing before. I like that a little bit more. Other than that, good. Man, I gotta do some cleanup on the YouTube side. But the restream worked. I got to follow on Twitch. Thank you, Edgar Winterson. You'll forever be immortalized in by memory. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it off there. Everybody have a good night. I'm gonna do some moderating on the YouTube side. It looks like. Anyways.